Packed with nostalgia, a cast full of colorful characters, really cool environments, and outstanding VR boss battles, Pixel Ripped 1978 is here to bring you back to the golden age of gaming where it all began. But can playing Atari games really be fun again? Let's find out in this Megadad's review.
I just started a new job at this place called Atari. They've been working on this cool new thing called video games. Feels like it's really gonna catch on.
Electronic games being this year's bestseller.
No other video game company stacks up to Atari.
I'm building a brand new game. Oh, and this is Dot. I created her. Isn't she rad?
Before we get into the review, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video so that we can continue to bring you excellent Megadad's content.
Have a sip of beer. Beer drug the bug!
Now, 1978 is actually the third installment of the Pixel Ripped series. This game has a very unique identity. It's all about reliving video game heritage, both through the eyes of the players and also by channeling directly into the hero, a character named Dot, who travels throughout the generations across the Game Boy, the NES, the Super Nintendo, and then this game way back to the Atari. It's all done in a very clever way. These games are segmented into different sections, some of which you're playing as Dot, the hero character inside the game world. It's kind of like Wreck-It Ralph or Tron, where you're inside that digital world, not looking at the game world as a player. But they do that too, because the other side of this game is you are controlling the player, the user of these video games, and you hold the joystick or the controller in your hand and you play the game on a screen in digital space. It's all rather trippy and is made very effective with the use of the VR goggles. But the third element of these games is the best one of all, and that is when you play as the player, playing the video game on the screen, but then the video game world breaks through the screen into the real world, and these levels are outstanding. This is where Pixel Ripped is at its absolute best. You might be looking at some of this video and some screenshots of the game and be saying to yourself, I grew up in the Atari age. I don't want to play those games again. That's not fun. Pixel Ripped kind of knows that, and it does some very fun things to shake up the experience to make sure that you're not just playing old games. For example, in Pixel Ripped 1978, you play as the programmer of these games. So you're playing incomplete versions of the game, trying to crack bugs and find glitches. One of your coworkers needs help decoding Centipede. And as you are playing the game and finding bugs and finding how it's broken, the bugs, the little digital characters, bounce out of the screen and they start flying around you, and they're a hazard, and you have to let go of your virtual joystick and swat these things out of the sky as you're still playing the game that's on the screen. So you have to watch your digital character as you're watching the world around you. It can get kind of brain busty, but it's so much fun. Pixel Ripped 1978 is not without some flaws. I find the combat to be kind of lacking. There's only so much you can do when your moveset is limited to what, the kind of attacks that were available in gaming in those days. You could shoot and you could jump. They try to mix things up by giving you different powers, but the powers are all kind of iterations on themselves. So really when it comes to going through the game world as Dot, you're limited to just blasting things, just holding down the shoot button and running around the screen, avoiding and dodging attacks. The most enjoyable parts of this game definitely are when you are in the real world, when you're looking through the eyes of the player and seeing that digital world kind of manifest in front of you. That's when this game is at its best. I want a whole game just of that, because each and every one of those levels are fantastic. One thing that's super important to us here at Megadads is the family focus. You're gonna be saying to yourself, Adam, is this a game that's appropriate for my kids to play? Is it okay for me to play it in front of my kids? Absolutely, this game is Disney through and through. No harsh language, no overt violence. I mean, it's all pixels bouncing back and forth off of each other. Some of the challenges are gonna come up for younger players, having to multitask and balance and spin a lot of plates. You're gonna be dealing with things in the real world and the digital world all at the same time. My son had some great challenge with that. He got a little bit frustrated, but it's definitely appropriate. And if you have a child of a high enough skill level that they can handle this, I highly recommend Pixel Ripped. It's so much fun. I really enjoy the Pixel Ripped series, and I think this is the best one out of all of them, which surprised me because I didn't think I want to play Pong anymore or Pitfall, but Pixel Ripped 1978 makes those experiences fun in refreshing ways. It's a short game, there's only 3 main worlds, and I wrapped it all up in about 5 hours. But you know what? I enjoy a quick game. That's actually appealing at my age, to be able to sit down and play a game through in a weekend. Pixel Ripped 1978 is an easy recommendation, especially for folks of my generation who grew up with the Atari. You're gonna love seeing all the Easter eggs. You're gonna love reliving some of your youth in this game. It's not perfect, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. I give Pixel Ripped 1978 3.5 out of 5 stars.
Looks like I've got my work cut out for me. Good thing it's 1978 and this technology is on the cutting edge.